have 8 questions to ask you. The first one is, how did you get to where you are right now?
Where do you think I am right now?
Well, you are a really good hitting coach. You are helping some of the top MLB players, and you're helping kids all around the world have a good swing.
Awesome. I wanted to know where you were thinking I was before I answered the question. Um, it's a lot of hard work is the simple answer. Um, I started really studying video back in the summer of 2009. So I had kind of a light bulb moment where I was watching a swing of Albert Pujols. We had already started AB, so we had our business started, and I was watching video, and Albert Pujols was doing something that I didn't understand, and I was watching his swing, thinking I don't understand that, and he's the best hitter on the planet, so I need to figure this out. And then it just became an obsession. I would look at video when I woke up in the morning. I would look at video all day. I would fall asleep with a laptop on my lap every night, and I would study video for many hours a day, like 8, 10, 12 hours a day. I'd be either studying video or taking swings and watching my own swing or working with hitters and trying to help them and filming them and then watching their video to try to figure it all out. Um, so I wouldn't be where I am right now unless I put that time in, unless I worked to figure that out. Because to help people, you need to be able to solve their problems or help them achieve something they're trying to accomplish. So essentially, I created a skill where I could help people. And it took a lot of time to build that skill. And that's how I got to where I am.
That's awesome. So the next one is, what were you doing at my age, and what were your goals when you were my age?
When I was your age, I was doing every sport imaginable. I played basketball. I ran cross country in middle school. Baseball was my number one sport by far. Um, I was riding bikes all the time. We lived near the high school, so that we would go up and play tennis on the tennis courts all summer. I was just very active, always moving around, very competitive. Um, but my goals, I wanted to be a professional baseball player. I wanted that. I used to tell my mom I want to drive to a baseball field and say I'm going to work. And that was the vision that I had. I want to say I'm going to work, get in a car, and drive to a baseball field. Um, it started as a player, and I accomplished that as a player. But that was my goal for what I was trying to do. But I also always wanted to start a business. I used to do drawings of indoor facilities when I was in sixth, seventh grade. Um, I always had a vision for having a place and that for hitting and baseball, but I always knew I wanted to start my own business. I would shovel driveways. You don't know anything about that snow, but I would shovel driveways and I would rake yards and I would do different chores and I would babysit. I was always trying to make money and hustle and um, just I was trying to make money so I could do the things that I wanted to do.
Um, what were some of the challenges that you had to go through to get to where you are right now?
Uh, the biggest challenge, I think, um, in terms of the information that I talk about, and you experience this a little bit as a player,
Yeah.
what I talk about isn't normal. It's not what everybody thinks is right. Baseball's been around for a long time, and a lot of people say, "Hey, what can be new? We got it figured out." So a lot of people would be mean to me and tell me I was wrong and yell at me essentially, saying, "Who do you think you are? Why are you trying to create and stuff? And then you're making stuff up." And um, it was hard to deal with. It was a roadblock, that I guess I could at any point I could have stopped and just gone back to what I used to teach, but it became something bigger than me because I couldn't go to sleep at night teaching what I used to teach. I just didn't believe in it anymore. I didn't have any, and I would feel conflicted. I would feel bad if I was teaching what I used to teach. So, um, when you work with players and you have an opportunity to help people, you just kind of push through it, and you use that as motivation sometimes to keep working. And it's a challenge too. It's always trying to figure it out. There's like technology like Zep and Diamond Kinetics didn't exist
Yeah.
in 2009 when I was starting. Even like iPhones were out, but it wasn't normal that people would take a phone out of their pocket and be able to film something. So I actually have my camera right here. This is the camera I used to use all the time, the Casio EX-F1. This was the camera that I used to go to games. One of the coolest things I ever did, I went to the Home Run Derby at Yankee Stadium in 2008 when Josh Hamilton hit, I think, 28 home runs in one round. That was the first event I ever filmed with that camera. So I used to go to high school games, I used to go to college games, minor league games, and just get as much video as I could. So that was a big challenge, just to get that from a technology standpoint, and just putting the time in. It's just, you can't replace hard work. You can't cheat that.
Were you positive that you wanted to do this throughout your whole entire life?
Baseball has always been a very strong passion of mine. It's been a big part of my identity. Um, you're young, so it's hard to. It's tough to have perspective when you're younger. So, like right now, are you 11 or 12 now?
I'm 11.
You're 11. So you could give advice to somebody who is 6 years old, right? But it's hard for you to give advice to somebody who's 22 years old. So when you're younger, you don't realize how much something is a part of your identity. It's part of who you are. And for a long time, being a baseball player was who I was. And it wasn't like I wouldn't introduce myself. Hi, I'm Bobby. I'm a baseball player. But it was kind of like what people know you as. You go to school and I was a baseball player. When I had my yearbook at the end of the year in school, everybody would write, "Hey, good job with baseball this year." That was kind of my brand as a person. So the transition to coaching was a pretty natural change because I was still involved with the game and still passionate about it. And like I said earlier, I wanted to drive to a field and say, "I'm going to work." So that was something that I wanted from a young age. As a player, the transition to coach was it was a way for me to combine my passion for baseball with my desire to go into business. So it was kind of a natural progression for where I was going in life.
What would you define success as?
There's a lot of different ways to define success. Some people talk about it as making a lot of money. I think money is something that you need in life. The amount of money will change based on your needs and what you want. And kind of what you want will define if you're happy or not. So some people want to live very, very simple lives and, get a nice little house and a nice little car, but nothing crazy, nothing over the top. Some people want massive, massive mansions and luxury cars and all the finest foods and all that stuff.
Yeah.
For me, the way that I've always defined, like my ultimate goal in life is that I want to make enough money so that the people that I care about can pursue what they're passionate about. So someday when I have a son or a daughter and maybe they want to play the violin, I want to be able to give them that opportunity. If they want to be a computer programmer, I want to be able to give them that opportunity. And then other people in my life, not just family, but people I care about, I want to be able to help people pursue their passions. That's my ultimate goal. And then outside of money, it's time. It's how do you get to choose to spend your time? Um, when you own your own business, you work a lot. Your dad travels a lot. You know how hard he works, but uh, you have to kind of set your priorities and choose what's important to you. So if family time is important to you, or if making money is important to you, you can kind of set up your life how you choose to. So for me, being able to help people financially to pursue their passions, and then having time to do the things that I enjoy, because I feel like people should pursue what they really care about and are passionate about. So I guess that's my long answer for that.
What would you tell yourself if you were my age right now?
Read more. Read. Anything that interests you, just read. And um, I used to hate reading. I hated reading in school.
That's me
I
right
would,
now.
I would try to read the least amount. I would like take pride in not reading a book and still getting a good grade. I hated reading, and I could kind of figure it out and pay attention enough just to get by. Um, but I would read all the time. The biggest moments of growth in my life have been when I read the most. My goal for this year is I'm trying to read one book a year, one book a week right now for this year, and I'm crushing it right now. I think I've read 8 books already. So, um, yeah, I would read way more. Uh, you still got to be a kid. I would say to have fun, be honest with your friends and whatever relationships you are. Just always be honest. Um, to have fun, to be yourself, not to be, don't be afraid to be yourself and be goofy or a nerd or whatever it is that is who you are. There's too much pressure in school and when you're around friends to kind of, I guess, fit in or not do anything out of the ordinary. So to just be okay with that, be okay with who you are, and yeah, just have fun and read. I would read so much more. Whenever you have a problem, whenever you have a situation that you come into that you're unsure about or you're scared about, somebody else in the world has been through it. There's very few unique situations, and the more you read, you get to borrow people's experiences, and you get to learn from their mistakes, and you get to just gain that knowledge, so you can avoid making mistakes on your own. You can achieve things that you didn't know were possible because you can't think of everything yourself. So you can get ideas from other people. I would definitely read more. That's my number one thing is read.
So that's all of my questions. Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
doing this.
You're
Bye.
welcome. All right. Take care, Sammy. Let me know if you need to ask any more, if the report comes up or whatever, just let me know.
Okay.
All
Thanks.
right, Sammy. Yep. Take
Bye.
care. Bye bye.